Could you give at Marks with Mike's podcast a shout out? Shout out!
Hey, yo!
What a maneuver! Mamma mia! Mamma mia! Are you kidding me? The irresistible force meeting the...
Welcome once again to another episode of March with Mike's. It's here, the honorary Us El Chicha en la Casa. And I'm not rolling alone this time around, you know what I'm saying? First off, shout out to big man, Mr. Casanova. How you doing today, my man?
What's going on, man? It's good to see you as always. Are you feeling oozy today?
Oh, feeling oozy, man. But we're not alone. We got someone, you know what I mean, that actually was in the trenches, put on for the city. You know what I mean? He wouldn't rep for both Get Your Podcast and March with Mike's. What's at the press conference and all? Let's give a warm welcome to our boy, Just and La Casa. What up, Just?
Yo, keep us away. We in the building. Come on.
Man, what's going on,
we
man?
Here, we live. It's been a while. That's right.
Yeah, man. So, before
That's
we get
right.
in,
we look like a bunch of lemon heads right now. You know.
I look like Lemonhead. I look good. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about.
Okay, saucy. Okay.
Before we go into the, everything. First off, you know what I mean. We have some unfortunate losses. You know what I mean. And one of them, True Boy, the Dove. You know what I mean.
De La Soul.
Shout out to him.
De La Soul, man. You know what I mean. And it was unfortunate. You know what I mean. And it just was about to get. We were just talking about off the air about they're about to get their. They already got their masters and all that stuff. So their music was streaming. You know what I mean. And it was unfortunate. He ain't gonna be able to see that. But you know what I mean. Like my guy, he was pretty clutch in that group. You know what I mean. And also shout out and rest in peace to Richard Belzer. Those who know him by Law and Order. A lot of people, like Michelangelo say.
He's a funny ass comedian too. So if you never watched this, funniest.
Yeah, man. Comedian. I believe he also came out on the Simpsons and stuff.
Oh yes, that's right. He was on the Simpsons. Yep.
Yeah, and another loss. And it's like, a lot of people started hearing more about this guy through Bruce Pritchard, through his podcast, because he was making impersonation. You know what I mean? And other people know he started it TNA. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Jerry Jarrett, the father of Jeff Jarrett. He passed away. A lot of people hold him in high regards. You know what I mean? And he was a real key. You know what I mean? And pretty much in bringing us Impact TNA, as we know. You know what I mean? To fall in love with. So you know what I mean? Unfortunately, been some losses. You know what I mean? And it's sad, man. But we hear it was a nice, crazy weekend on wrestling, you know what I mean? And man,
is Jerry Jarrett in the Hall of Fame? He's in the Hall of Fame, right? Or WWE Hall of Fame, or at least one of the wrestling, right? He should be, right?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know if he is or if he went on the, you know what I mean, that wing that they have, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Bruce Brody's in that wing and other people. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. If anybody knows, let us know in the comments. Y'all know about Jedi. You know what I mean? Jerry.
Oh, I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame.
Look at that.
Weekends. How us? I mean, a really, really nice state, great weather, year-round, movie stars, and in your case, professional wrestling.
Yeah, my case, professional wrestling. I didn't manage to get in the building. You know what I'm saying? But first, real quick, before we get into the press conference, I think we want to go through a quick news and rumors. real quick, right?
What's
News
up?
and rumors. I think what we were just talking about this before, Cheats. You're talking about the AEW Collision. They just filed for a trademark, right? Possibly, I think this might be another show in development for AEW.
Can it be perhaps a show? You know what I mean? Like, a la Bellacourt, you know what I mean? Like the Total
Right.
type of deal. I don't know if it's that they do have the different stream services that they could put it on. So I don't know if that was the big announcement.
I don't know. I think we talked about it before, right? I think you, me, Cass, JT. Shout out to JT. We talked about this. AEW really need another show at this point. You know what I mean? They have ROH, which, you know, they have Honor Club, which I don't think they produced anything on that show yet, right?
I haven't seen any.
I haven't.
Yeah,
heard
right. But let me ask y'all: do you think AEW needs another show though?
I mean, well, if maybe they replaced the one on Friday, because that one's generally whack every week. I mean, they only got and it's time for the main event. That's probably
right.
the whole fucking show, man. Seeing Mark Henry all happy doing his job and shit. I just can't get behind it. Like, I mean, it kind of reminds me of Sunday Night Heat, but Sunday Night Heat is better.
Yeah, Rampage. I don't know. To be honest, if you want to be honest, Rampage hasn't hit since the CM Punk arrival. What do y'all think? Do you think that's a true statement, or do you think there's?
It was obvious, like, you know what I mean, from when he came out, and that was the measuring stick they were using. You know what I mean? And,
True.
I mean,
ever since, nothing happened. Even they put the Bucks, I believe, last week, right?
Yes.
They didn't pop it. Then again, it was the All-Star game weekend and all that stuff. But do they need another show? It's just hard because they could use another show, yeah, but they're gonna book it good because, you know, Rampage, you see, you know, what we do on Fridays. Wednesday, to be honest, the last episode was mediocre. You know what I mean? It wasn't all that. You know what I mean? So it's like they lost steam, and then we got Mr. Snowman over here, you know, according to Ariel Hell 1. You know what I mean? That he, you know what I mean? The way he reacted, if you're on the defenses, he pissed. You know what I mean? Another thing about, remember when FDR lost the belts against, you know what I mean? It was supposed to be Roosh. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, not supposed to be Roosh, but you know what I mean? Like, he was the one that could have been the one. They asked, but he didn't want to do that. So if you think about it, that relationship between AAA and AEW kind of took its toll, you know what I mean? So I guess things might get back together, you know what I mean? Because at that time, Dragon Lee won the title from some AEW guys, and shortly after that, he went on the mic and said that he's going to NXT, WWE.
Right.
There's a little misunderstanding on that, you know what I mean? But I guess we could see that.
One of the newsworthy things I saw is that Vince McMahon allegedly back in WWE creative. It's not for sure, but you know, I always thought that he would just be there as a consultant, maybe as somebody to, like, you know, hey, what do you think about this? Not totally back as like part of creative, just somebody just to be there.
I think it was more like
yo, shout out to my guy Matt. What's good, homie?
Yo, Matt, what's going on? Shout out, smacking it raw in the casa. You know what I mean? What else I say?
The Vince McMahon.
The Vince McMahon thing is overlooking.
Yeah, just overlooking. That's all I'm thinking.
Yeah. He's putting in work, bro. My man is certified.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to clip that. I need to keep that right there.
You're about to get the backstage scoop. You know what I mean? Fuck Sean Rex.
No, but
you know what I mean? It's gonna be get your just. You know what I mean?
Right. What do you think, Cass? We don't need him in creative, right? Anyway, I think WWE's fine.
Nah, Mr. McMahon he forced people to call him on the show back in the day when we were younger, but everybody knows him as Do-Rag Vince. He does what he wants when he wants. I'm sure he'll try to squeeze himself back in power to get more of his hand and everything, like he used to have everything under his thumb. Personally, no, I don't think we need to. Just sit at home, wherever the hell that is, don't know where it is, not trying to find out. And go watch your stocks raise, man. Watch your accountants. Stay the fuck home.
Right.
You can make your appearance.
Yeah, because
that's your company. You can do that, but just stay the fuck home.
Right, I'm with that. Because look, like, if you look at just in the course of a year, like Vince McMahon used Sami Zayn as just like a conspiracy theory guy. Like he didn't really have any matches for him. Now Triple H took over. Look where Sami Zayn is right now. He's like at the upper echelon of WWE. So to me, like, if he's back doing something, keep him back there. Don't have him touch any of the storylines. Just have him back there. They have questions and shit. But
he was. If I remember seeing a post on Twitter, I think it was the last match between Roman and Sammy. I think Vince had part in that because I seen a post. It was either that or one of the ones before, but I'm pretty sure it was that one.
Oh, really?
Mascot,
okay.
Mark the Mike's mascot. Say hello.
Luna, her birthday was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she turned 1.
Bow wow yippee yay.
Yes, sir, man. Another rumors and news, man. I'm trying to think and I can't come up with anything that I'll pay attention.
I mean, that's pretty much newsworthy for most of the part.
Okay, I guess y'all touched on Reels. You know what I mean? MLW's on Reels on Tuesdays.
It is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tuesdays at 10 o'clock.
Nice. That's good for them.
Yeah. This past weekend, I believe, was it this past weekend? The biography, Don Jones at AEW, A&E doing.
Yeah. The superstars.
Yeah, the last one, the NWO, man, it was kind of touching because think about it, that was the first time they did an NWO joint without Scott Hall.
Oh, I didn't think about that, yeah.
So it was pretty emotional. What was that? He was kind of cutting off?
He was the first member of the Clique to pass away. So, I mean, he was like one of the original members. He was part of the curtain call. He was there for everything. Like, he's a legend in his own.
Yeah. He definitely has left a mark, you know what I mean? But if I don't have anything right now on Deep in Iran, I can't think about nothing.
I'm trying to catch up.
So let's go, man. Let's just go straight up, man.
Let's do it.
Just, you know what I mean? Took a nice little, flight out west.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
New Japan in the Valley. You know what I mean? That was popping, and
Yep.
big guy JT suggested for you get your credentials, see what happened. So why don't you just take the floor and let us know how it was and that experience and your point of view when you come back from being frozen. Oh, can you hear me?
Frozen?
Oh man. We're having technical difficulties over here.
Yo. Are we good?
Yeah, I could hear you, but you're like
how is it now?
You're looking a little Minecraft-ish.
You were pixelated like a minute ago. Now you're like frozen like we were playing freeze tag or some shit.
Yeah, Roblox.
Were you good?
Yeah, now you're good. What happened there, man? Oh boy. Yeah, well, we'll come back and he'll let us know how it went.
What about that premium live event, or it's when we were kids we called it pay-per-view? What did you think, man? I mean, I thought it was all right.
Yeah, we're gonna get on, talk to that after we, touch about New Japan in the Valley. You know what I mean? Just was live and direct. You know what I mean? And that had to be an experience on its own. You know what I mean? So let's try this again.
Here.
You good? Yeah, you good. Yeah, I was just saying.
Damn balloons! Ever since these balloons have crossed our area, I swear. You know?
Yo,
I'm telling you. Okay, so we talk about New Japan, right? Talk about like the whole event, right?
Yeah, your experience, you know what I mean? You got credentials and all that.
Yeah, so like basically, I saw something on Twitter, filled it out, right? And I basically filled up the inquiry that said I would like to be in the press conference. And so they hit me back with the email, and boom, your boy was in the building. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So many people ask, like, oh, how did that happen? How did that happen? I was like, sometimes all you gotta do is ask, and all they could say is no, right? So I shot my shot. And so here we are. And these pictures are courtesy of your boy.
Check him out.
Photoshop, photography just.
Hi.
I specifically shot these photos with the man's shoulder right in front of me to let you know that, I was in the building, so it wasn't like a perfect photo, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't tell you how close I was to the guy. What? Pause. But really though, it was cool to be in the press conference. Now it's different, right? Because a lot of people were like, oh, I didn't see you, or you weren't able to ask questions. But it's like people forget that it's New Japan, so it's not like WWE where you can do that type of stuff. Like, New Japan is, you still kayfabe. It's still kayfabe over there, right? So like when you go to the press conference, you're basically just there to listen and to cut promos to each other. That's basically it. You know what I'm saying? Afterwards, obviously, you mingle around with other people and stuff. But the press conference was cool. Seeing Eddie Kingston cut a promo live was dope. Seeing Mercedes and Kyrie, yo, I mean, what else can I say?
Yeah. Well, how it happened that you felt something dripping down your leg?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest, not at that moment, but when Tanahashi came out and his hair, if you've never seen it in person, yo, when he moves, the hair moves,
Yeah, yo.
Like some dragon type shit.
Shout out.
Right. It was moving. Yo, shout out to JJ. That's right. Money.
Okay.
But yeah, it was good. I think in terms of promo, because I feel and Mercedes, they're from the WWE system, so they know how to cut promos and work a case.
Yeah.
Does.
And
better than the other wrestlers.
Yeah. You coming in and out, Just. The internet is pretty shitty.
What happened?
My problem every week.
You
shit! Am I?
Hey, and you freezing? Yeah.
Hold on. Let me put this thing up here, like a kite, to like remember back in the day where you have the tin foil.
Yeah, we actually.
How is it now?
I mean,
we good? Could you hear me now?
Holy shit! Yes. I think that's
Looks
what it was.
like that for the rest of the show, man, because it's working.
Okay,
Yeah.
so where did I leave off? With the press conference?
Yeah, you know what I mean? The press conference, you saw Monet, But so that day, how was it when you went into that room? Would it have to be like single file or like,
No, I mean basically, they let me know I could sit in either the first two rows and sit there. Me and my homie, shout out to Adrian. And so like we sat there and we just pretty much like were part of the press conference. Like we couldn't ask questions or anything like that. Just because that's the way the New Japan is. Like it's still like kayfabe over there, like I was saying. But it was still dope just to be there though. And then mingling around with the other people there. I mean, they had people from PWI there. So they had a couple of people there.
Okay.
Yeah.
JJ said your internet bill went flying to Cali.
That's a good one.
It might as well.
Yeah, but so that experience, going down there, was able to see anybody like up close, or you wasn't on that groupie shit?
I mean, basically, you talk about in terms of the press conference, or
I'm saying overall.
overall? Nah, I didn't really get I didn't really get the chance to meet anybody up close like that. You know, that's basically they went out, they came to the table, and then they did their thing, and that was it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey kids,
So how was the atmosphere inside?
W event.
It was cool. It was cool to be in that room with a bunch of people, and you know, it was dope. It was cool,
Okay, cool.
And all it took was an email. It's amazing.
dude. That's what I'm saying. All it took was an email. I mean, I wasn't hoping that they were gonna say yes or whatever. I just shot my shot, you know.
Man, that's awesome, man. But I don't know. So you want to go over the card real quick?
Yeah. What matches were you guys the most interested in? I'm gonna tell you the Frederick Rosser, you know, aka Darian Young, and Kenta. Yo, that match was dope.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I didn't expect Rosser to go out like that, but they went out on the outside. Yeah,
I actually got to watch that match. That was one of the first matches after I think it was like a 3-way or 4-way.
Yeah, they had a 4-way tag. I mean, though they had like an 8-man tag with Josh Alexander and Kushida. Rocky Romero was in there.
Yeah.
That was a fun match. Yeah,
To start the show, you know what I mean? It was like they came in, they did what they did. I believe that was the second one. The Fred Rosser and stuff. And actually, you know, it was kind of obvious that Kenta was gonna win, but then again, it was like, oh shit, my guy, he might retain, you know?
Yeah.
And like you say, it was a G, especially after that little tweet, you know what I mean? It came out that the picture surfaced about CM Punk being in the building.
That's another thing that nobody really expected that day. So everyone's sitting down, and you know, all of a sudden CM Punk chants break out, and people start booing, you know, and then I just heard somebody next to me saying like, "Oh, because CM Punk is here." I was like, "What?" I look on Twitter because I'm sending you all the photos, right, as it's happening, and I look on Twitter, and he's sitting up there, like I forgot what level he's on, but he was at the balcony. I was like, "Oh shit, this is pretty dope." The CM Punk is in the building, you know.
Yeah. That was definitely the talk. But man, that little side, like, oh, I'm glad that my biggest fan is in the building watching the real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that right there, man, they could go and play with that, you know what I mean, and do something. But
yeah. Well, hold up. Remember when they had the first run of NXT? Wasn't Darian Young under CM Punk? Wasn't he being trained by CM Punk?
Well, I don't remember that, but
I think so. Right? That's why they're like tight like that.
Darren Young was part of the Nexus on NXT, like in the early parts. That was part of NXT I never seen, but
okay, I have to look back. I think that might be the reason why. Okay, but anyway,
I can't remember if that was either Raw or was that NXT, the Nexus, because they had
no. It was like, remember when they would have like the NXT thing on Raw, and they would do all that weird shit. Like he was part of that, and I could have sworn because remember Wade Barrett was with Chris Jericho. Daniel Bryan was with the Miz. I want to say,
the Patron.
Yes, I want to say Darren Young was with Punk. I can't remember now, but
tag team partner. His partner was what's his name? Titus O'Neil.
Yeah, but that was after. This little NXT thing that they did.
Yeah, I can't.
So this match. Tell me about this match. Who won?
Zack Sabre Jr. won. This was a good match. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Clark Connors. This was good. It was good.
I like Clark Connors. You know what I mean? Like, dude got potential.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, he kind of reminds me of Matt Riddle a little bit, but yes, thank you, Black Friday, thank you.
Black Friday.
Shout out.
Yeah.
But yes, Clark Connors, yo, he can go. He's a young boy. He just started out. I feel like He's making his name now. I mean, he had that thing in the Forbidden Door, so his
Yeah, that
stock
was
is on the
kinda-
rise.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the fact that he had a match with Zack Sabre Jr., yo, man, he's good.
Yeah, definitely good
That's-
match.
Yes,
Yeah,
very much, JJ. Correct.
I don't know if Zack Sabre Jr. will go to the extent to put on some weight, you know what I mean, and kind of, tangle with the heavyweights,
Okay.
or he'll stay like that. But Zack Sabre Jr., he's one of my favorite non-WWE wrestlers, you know what I mean, out there. You know what I mean? And who I got to meet him one time, and I remember walking right by him when I saw him, like, you know what I mean? I was kind of like starstruck. I was shit. And that was, a good 6-7 years.
Okay.
So, he was a lot younger. But, like, I just, the way he carried himself, and now he's kind of heelish, hair blonde. I see a lot of potential in Zack Sabre Jr., especially with the opening of a heel, you could say, we'll get into that now.
Yes.
Yeah. Zack Sabre Jr., he's real witty with it.
Yeah, he's good. He's a fast talker.
Yeah. This match, we got Eddie Kingston against Switchblade.
I don't know if you know the stipulation on this. It was just added the day before. Like, basically, loser cannot wrestle in Japan anymore.
They had to do something like that because it didn't make no sense when they announced that, okay, he leaves Japan, right?
Uh-huh.
So once they did that, and he's not going to come out, let's say, on AEW or New Japan Strong, so that means he's not going there because they have the, they work together. You know what I mean?
Right.
So by him fighting against Eddie Kingston and that being that, because they seem like they missed that little tidbit, like, oh shit, it kind of fucked up. So now you know that if he's gonna go like freelance for a few months, you know what I mean, and just come in, or what's gonna happen. But he's definitely a name that a lot of companies would like to have.
Yeah, for sure. And that match was good. You know what's crazy? Eddie Kingston, I really like Eddie Kingston, but I feel in some of his past matches he hasn't really delivered. But for some reason, this match he delivered. He delivered really good on this match. And I don't know if it's because Jay White or because of the whole how he's kind of like a gatekeeper for like Japan. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Kingston. I just thought that this was Eddie Kingston's best match versus Jay White. Jay White, like you said, I think he felt like he was out the door, so he was kind of being a little like he didn't show off too much, but it was still a good match, either way.
So JJ said a lot of spit in this match. I'm sure JJ.
Yes, a lot of spitting, a lot of slapping too. This was like right before the crowd got really hot for the Kyrie Mercedes match, so like this had the most crowd interaction too. Did we lose Cheech? But yeah, did you happen to see any of these, Cass?
Nope. So this is all news to me, other than like what I seen coming through the internet, like as
okay
replay, not so much as videos, but just a recap of what the matches were and who won what.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was basically two different styles, hitting. So I thought it was a dope match for sure.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Like that match, of course, after that, how did the crowd reacted being there live when Fit Finlay popped in? Is he a believable heel now? What do you think?
I mean, I guess. I mean, I kind of think that they saw it coming because this is a crowd that like kind of like, watched everybody. Wait, you talking about Fit Finlay in the Eddie Kingston Jay White match?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Juice Robinson. I'm sorry.
The fuck's wrong with you?
Because Juice Robinson also came out too for the Kenta Rosser match too.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. So, but anyway, yeah, I mean, feeling, I feel like everyone kind of knew that he was gonna go that route anyway. So, but it was a pop. It was a pop.
Because like when it always happened, when what is it, when Balor was gonna go to the Fed,
Yes.
AJ Styles, right?
Yes.
And then when AJ Styles was gonna leave, came in Kenny. Kenny Omega. Then once Kenny was gonna go, that's when Jay White came in, right?
Right.
So like the way they did it kind of somewhat different this time around.
Yeah, they didn't do it initially how normally they have done the whole Bullet Club exit thing, but it was still got everybody talking.
Yeah. Are you a Jay White fan, Michelangelo?
I think he's great. Great technician, knows how to move. I mean, he's just a natural.
He's a good-looking guy.
No,
What the hell kind of?
But Jay White. No. I'm saying like he looked the part. You know what I mean? And,
yeah. If
the dude can't, he can't play a baby face, so like he's just a better heel 100%. Like the guy just is a natural heel.
Yeah, and cute facial hair in his face.
Personally, I don't ever want to see him in WWE. I think they would fuck him up and like just make him look like shit, like all the other wrestlers that they pulled over from other.
No, actually, for me, Mr. Blade, Switchblade, he's tailor made for WWE.
I was gonna say, I think that's what I think too. I think it might be tweaked slightly, but I think he's tailor made for the WWE, especially now.
Now they need, if they're gonna hire Jay White, then they need to hire Tama Tonga too, because those two, like a main event card, that would be dope because they already battled it out in Impact. Which, if you watched Impact back then, they brought in Gorillas of Destiny, and that was something I was hoping for a long time. I never seen them like on a pay-per-view before or a premium live event, whatever the hell you guys want to call it these days. But I actually got to know who they were by like clips online and some YouTube videos. So having them come up to the WWE, that would be dope. But if it just can't be Jay White though. They need to bring like all three of them together.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Get a spit for having us wait 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's something I didn't know until I got there. Basically, I thought because we were, we were in downtown San Jose, so we were all doing our like thing, and then I look at the time. Where we at? It was only 5 minutes away, but I didn't know that the show had already been delayed already, and so people are asking me about the delay. Honestly, they said there was a feed issue with the Fight TV, like with the connection between the cameras in the building, because the Civic Center is kind of an old building. But honestly, if you ask me personally, if I want to be a little, my Austin theory on it, I think they wanted the Roman and Sami Zayn match to go a little bit before they actually started. Because the Roman and Sami Zayn match, like literally started when the show was supposed to start, and I feel like they wanted to give a little bit of time for that to actually go and then start the show. So while that match and whatever was going to happen at the end ended, they could just hop on the show and then the actual show, because like they waited and they had the promos once it started, and then they had the 8-man match, and then probably by that time you tune in, then it's the start of the Ross or Kenta and then everything else.
Okay. I mean, think about it. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Actually, as a wrestling fan, it's even better because it's giving you time to watch this and then.
Yeah, exactly. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was in my chair. I was in my seat. We got our seats.
And they had I
was watching the Elimination Chamber.
You probably wasn't the only one.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what my friend Adrian said. My homie Adrian said. He's like, "Yo, you're not the only one." Everybody, because in seconds, like everyone started doing the whole "Ole Ole" chant. That's how I knew. That's how I knew everybody's watching the show.
That's dope. And that's a different time zone, right? Because it's
they're like two hours behind. Yep.
Wow.
Come on, JJ. Come on.
No, but definitely the crowd, because I actually watched the pay-per-view, but with music. So I didn't. Towards the end, I kind of watched it. I went back and watched the last match, and just the crowd alone. amazing.
It was hot. It was hot.
Yeah, so when you was there, man, let's just talk about it. You know what I mean? The main event, pretty much. Even though they had, well, let's talk about that. How you thought about, seeing Okada fighting against Tanahashi?
I seen both guys wrestle before. Man, I seen them both live, but not face each other. But to be honest, like I know other people didn't want to say it so they didn't want to feel disrespect or whatever. But we all seen them have matches already. And Okada wasn't gonna lose this title. This was just a way to send everybody home happy and close out the match and all this. Because it's funny, like midway through the match, I was like, do you want to leave to beat traffic? And so we left. By the time we got downstairs, the match was over. So it was a short match anyway. So, yeah.
But so let's keep it 100. Pretty much the main event of the night. Everybody was there.
Yep.
Was Kyrie, formerly known as Kyrie Zane, Kyrie, whatever the fuck his name is, against Mercedes Moné.
Right.
Asha Banks, aka, the young lion. What was your first impression once you
I was hyped, and people I talked to at the press conference, I just was asking what match are you looking for, and most of them said they're here for this match, right? They're here for the Mercedes Kyrie match. And it's funny, how just like in WWE when they show the promo videos for all the matches, when they put that match up as just the promo video, the crowd blew up. In anticipation. The crowd was loud for that. And so to speak on it, once the match, when everyone knew that match was starting, was the next one, the crowd was already hyped up already. The crowd, everyone was loud. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't quiet during this match. Everybody was going back and forth, chanting Mercedes, Kyrie. I mean, the things they did in this match, they started off right. I mean, they did the traditional "let me feel you out" technical, and then they went to the outside, dude. They went to the outside with a powerbomb spot, and yeah, it was good. It was just, it was everything that you wanted this match to be, and with a little bit of sauce. You know what I'm saying?
What was your thought? Do you watch that match, Michelangelo, or?
I didn't see the NJPW stuff.
Oh, okay. Nothing else. But it was kind of you say obvious that homegirl was gonna take the belt.
Yeah.
But she's been putting in work, man, and that's respectful. She had a few people supporting her in the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. And, Bailey was there. You know what I'm saying? Noemi was there. They were all backstage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
and then to think that everybody was in that place all at once, CM Punk, all these people, you know what I'm saying? And when she did the Bailey to belly, that's something that nobody expected. And when that hit, the crowd got even louder. The crowd was already loud, but the crowd was pop. They were popping when that happened.
Yeah, they got one. She also shot out, you know what I mean?
Yep. Hana,
Gave a little salute to the fallen soldier.
Yep. She did her whole entrance too with the dancers and the way she got on the ring. She wore the little mask that Hana also wore too. So it was dope. That got everyone's feels too. If some people weren't, or if some people were against Mercedes, the fact that she came out like that, they already got her on her side, And she did the Three Amigos, you know what I'm saying? The Frog Splash tribute to Eddie in the Bay where he won his first title.
Everything came full circle for her.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. That's why everyone was so into this match. Yeah. Slapping between her and Kyrie. Okay. But yeah, that was the best match. Yes. Mm-hmm. Kyrie had a submission move where she has to arch her back and while she was arching her back, Mercedes pulled her hair to get off of the submission.
Yeah,
which is something I would not do. I would just stay in the submission move.
So let's put this now, since now we know Mercedes Moné is the new champion. So she's gonna be doing shows with what is it, Stardom?
Yeah, Stardom. She has a match. AZM called her out. She's a part of Stardom. She's kind of like Carmelo Hayes. Like she just graduated from the development system. She still started, but she's like on the up and up. So
yeah. So I believe now Mercedes, the potential of opponents that she have now, you know what I mean? It's pretty big. And one match that a lot of people clamoring, and she actually mentioned it in the press conference, I believe was Mickie James. And Mickie James right now is looking great. She's the champion at Impact. Impact do have a show with New Japan and WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It could happen, you know what I mean, soon, that particular match. You know what I mean?
I can see that. I can see that, yeah. A lot of people has the women, right, from Impact.
Yes, sir. So
yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts overall? What did New Japan did a good job?
Oh yeah, I think they definitely delivered. I mean, with the storyline with the Jay White, you got Clock Corners coming up, Mercedes. They're in a good position right now.
Okay, that's good because we know recently Bushi.
Oh yeah,
Bushi. Now he's a free agent. So he's out of New Japan. So we'll see where he lands. But now let's just talk about. I've heard, most of the talk of the weekend. You know what I mean? Get to the Elimination Chamber. The Elimination Chamber, my man. Man. Was it perhaps one of the most anticipated Elimination Chambers of all time? You guys think?
I think in terms of like the women, I think not the chamber itself, but the pay-per-view just in general, because everyone wanted to see what was going to happen with Sami Zayn and Roman. So maybe not the chamber itself, but the pay-per-view in general, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of looking forward to that Brock against Lashley.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Not that I hated how it finished. Let's just start with that match real quick. But I didn't mind, because it's like, to me, that match, the stage should be bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fact that was the finish, it kind of gives us, you know what I mean, like a possibility of happening down the line. But then again, it was something that happened the day before.
Yeah, that led to it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. It kind of got me thinking, damn, who do I want Bray Wyatt to face? You know what I mean? So
right.
It's kind of like what they're gonna go with that, but I think everything was dope about the match. You know what I mean? Brock Lesnar losing his shit. Shout out to the referee. I don't know his name, but my man's taking bumps, so I know his check. The little, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he got a fat bonus for sure.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Lashley, I just want Lashley to make up his fucking mind. You know what I mean? You're gonna be fucking good at your shoes, shake the hands of the kids, smile, or you're just gonna come out and wreck some shit. You know what I mean? Beat that man, monster killer, man. You know what I mean? That used to, you know, I'm a big guy. You know what I mean? You know
he could be both. He could be both.
Nah, he can't be both, man. He gotta be like, cause I can't take him serious.
He'll go by 100%.
No, my man needs to be like stone cold in these concrete jungles. You feel me? Just come in like some like grab motherfucker by the neck type of shit. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Check
okay.
Adam's apple check real quick, like you know what I mean? and like man, smile some other time. But
You want him to be like more vicious.
Yeah,
basically.
man.
I see what you're saying.
Let's sink in. You know what I mean? We know what happened with the match. Unfortunately, were you okay with the match, Michelangelo?
Bobby, I thought it was a good match. I mean, honestly, the result. I didn't know
you cutting in and out, brother.
But yeah, I thought Bobby and Brock was great. I didn't know he was going to win like that, but I knew he was going to win somehow.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that put Brock Lesnar in the predicament because it's like right now, Lashley could say he's 2-1 against Brock.
True.
You know, and he had to cheat in order to get out of the lock. So it's like, yo, I got his number.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If they play off of that, you know what I mean? Who knows? But as you know, we know the night before, one Bray Wyatt called out the shot about whoever wins he's facing. So let's give this scenario. Bobby Lashley won.
Right.
Bray Wyatt goes after Bobby Lashley. So now Bray Wyatt got his, let's say, Wyatt 6. Is that gonna be, you know what I mean, the reason for Lashley going back and bringing back
Her business?
The Hurt Business together? Plus, with, let's say, just to freshen it up, you brought his name up, Carmelo Hayes, to join the Hurt Business, and perhaps that's how he'll debut, you know what I mean? Like, go against Bray Wyatt. Even though, like, I'm thinking about it, but it's like, I really don't want to see that shit. But, like, the Hurt Business, I want to see it, but I just don't see how that's going to go with Hurt Business versus, like, say, Bray Wyatt and the way he's about story and shit. You feel me?
Right.
What do you think?
Well, I think it depends on who's sponsoring the match. Right? Like Mountain Dew? What you know what I'm saying? What Mountain Dew flavor are we gonna use this time? You know? Is it gonna be Gatorade? You know what I'm saying? Like what kind of match is this gonna be? Because we only know the one match, right? And it's the Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. Like, we don't know if it's going to be a regular match or whatever. It's probably not going to be a regular match, which is probably the reason why it's going to be Bobby Lashley and not Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar's like, no, I don't want to do that, you know? And so maybe Bobby Lashley and him, they never really had anything encounter, so this could be something different, something new. At the same time, it's like, you know, what kind of match is it going to be? Basically. So I don't know. I'm right now. I'm up in the air. I really can't decide. I want to see it though. I do want to see it.
I'm tired of Brock Lesnar.
When is the last time you cut enough? You gotta stay away from that part of the house.
They're gonna keep bringing Bobby Lashley championship status and then dropping him back down, bringing him up, dropping him back down. Somebody needs to pull the trigger on what they're going to have him do already, because they keep punking him like so many weeks in a row. Then they start making him look good again.
But what I was going to say, when was the last time Brock Lesnar had a bad match?
Dean Ambrose.
What
right?
year was that?
Dean Ambrose, right?
What year was that?
Oh man, that was like, was that 2017, 2016?
No, not 2016.
What about the match where
you cut it off? Like, I can't even hear you.
What about can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so when Rollins curb stomped Roman Reigns at WrestleMania when he was facing Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad match.
I mean, it was bad for Brock because he lost, but you know.
No, I'm talking about a bad match. I'm talking about like an actual bad match. You know what I mean? Like, he actually puts up a good match every time.
Yeah, I've never had any problems with his matches. I mean, he's a seasoned vet.
Yeah, so I think that's the reason he still kind of lingers. So like now, moving to WrestleMania, there were talks about perhaps almost. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's a real thing, I believe.
Yeah, and another thing I heard also, but I don't know, how true that was. Gunther, with that one, I would have been.
That was also something I heard people wanting, but I see the almost is like that's gonna happen. I believe that's gonna happen.
I don't know how.
I don't want it to happen, but I'm just saying that's gonna happen.
Hopefully, well, anyway, let's see what happens. But
you don't think that'd be fun? It'll just be a nice, fun match. Say throwing around a big guy and
Giant Gonzalez, the Undertaker vibes. No,
he's better than Giant Gonzalez. Don't you think?
What happened?
He's better than Giant Gonzalez.
I mean, to me, they both suck ass.
What about Great Khali?
Man, same thing. I don't even know. I mean, of course,
okay.
He got a whole country behind him, but that dude suck. But anyway, let's go. They started the show straight up, with the cages. You know what I mean? Oh, look, check him out. You know what I mean? They were. Oh, hold on. They were out there. Okay, I'm having technical difficulties here. Well, let's see. Hold on. So I'm trying to put the. Okay. All right. Something's wrong with the graphics. So sorry, but let's start with the match that started the show. You know what I mean? The Elimination Chamber with all the gals. We had
did we lose Cheech? Did we lose Cheech?
So I think what he was trying to get at is we started off with the women's elimination match.
Yes.
I had a pretty good feeling I knew who the winner was going to be, just because, they brought her back from being a simple, obnoxiously loud Asuka to like putting on some different face paint, coming in as a killer finally, like she used to do in NXT. This is the shit I've been waiting for. Like, honestly, big fan of Asuka in NXT, but then when I figured they were going to bring her up, like I said, they were going to fuck it up, which they did, even though she was pretty much undefeated for a long time. But after a while, she just became kind of corny. Now they're bringing back the old Asuka, that NXT Asuka, and she looks better than ever, in my opinion. Hairstyle's on point, makeup's on point, and she's kicking ass harder than ever.
Yeah, for those that know, you know what I mean? That's Kana right there.
Kana, yep.
You know what I mean? And giving that vibe, you know what I mean? Definitely, you know what I mean? It's like they could have gone with Raquel, you know what I mean? Even, you know what I mean? The fact that they given her the exposure again. Hopefully they run with it and, make that shit. There was some nice, you know what I mean, parts. Look at this. This shit look painful.
Yeah, the submissions, yeah.
Oh my God.
Get
Yo, distraction. But yeah, man, they definitely put on for the girls, and now we have Miss Asuka gonna go against Bianca.
Bailey. Oh, Bianca Belair, yeah. What did I say, Bailey? No, but you know what? I want to send a shout out to Carmella. I thought she looked pretty good in this match. I know she hasn't wrestled in a long time, but I thought she did well. I thought she did really well.
Yeah, she did pretty well, man. And shout out for all of them. But,
she's got that star power, though. I mean, she's got that natural star power. So pretty much whenever she comes out, doesn't matter how long she's been out for, people remember who she is because she's made a mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one person that actually made a mark throughout the weekend is my main man right here. Check him out.
George St. Pierre.
Yeah, Ariel Helwani, combat sports journalist. You know what I mean? Like they say, you know what I mean? And Madu, I guess he's from Montreal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was the one that dropped that hot fire tweet. You know what I mean?
Wait, you know what? Can you go back to that picture? There's just something I want to ask you. Who had the title yellow for the IC title? Was that Ultimate Warrior?
It has to be, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, that yellow's a little too.
Yeah. But bro, that was dope. But yeah, man. Like, let's talk about the men's Elimination Chamber. We had Montez Ford, Gargano, Bronson, Theory,
Man, shoot.
and Rollins. Man, what a fucking match. Montez Ford going solo dolo. What you guys think?
Man, that little thing where he twirled himself around at the top of the cage and just splashed on them
I mean,
all.
I think everyone expected for him to show out his athletic ability. Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah, it was pretty dope, man. I mean, he was definitely the star of that match. It doesn't matter that Austin Theory won it, but I think he was the star of the match. He showed up, he showed out. He did better than everybody. Like, he put more than 1,000% in that match.
Yeah, definitely, man. And another person, you know what I mean? And then, the homeboy, hometown boy, Gargano put on what you guys thought on that spot? That spot.
Also
I
a
thought it was
dope
interesting.
spot.
What was that?
Yeah.
What you said? You cutting off again.
You cutting out, Just.
Damn, BB.
I mean, I thought it was a dope spot. It brought back that NXT black and gold flavor. Like, they did a lot of high spots with Johnny Gargano, and, Seth Rollins is already an athletic guy. He did amazing things when he was in Ring of Honor, came to WWE, did more amazing things when he started out in NXT, then all the way to the main roster. I mean, 2 top-tier stars right there. And, Gargano's finally getting the spotlight that he deserved after making such a heavy mark in NXT.
Yeah.
216, Cleveland in the building.
Yeah, man. That was definitely a spot. And Gargano always show, when it comes to, let's say that the big matches, you know what I mean? And he definitely put his mark. And if anybody had any doubts of what he's capable of, you know what I mean? Now he's in. You frozen, my man, just. So, yeah, man. Well, unfortunately, came on top on Austin Theory, but not by himself. He actually got the help of this cocksucker.
Another Ohio guy from Westlake, Ohio.
Yeah, that don't make him any less of a cocksucker. Yeah. I guess he, shout out. He's actually got official, I believe, energy drink for the UFC now. You know what I mean? You can't hate on that, bro. My man.
But he definitely put the stank on it in the end of that match because he put Rollins' own finishing move, the curb stomp, on Rollins. So I hope whatever they do between those two, I hope it's going to be a fire match because I still have my qualms about that guy, Mr. Westlake, Ohio. But I'm hoping that he shows up and shows out just like he did when he had his first match in WWE.
Yeah. I feel you. Yeah, just I was saying, about this match, the men's Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Are you a Logan Paul lover?
Am I a Logan Paul lover? I mean, not a lover, but maybe a part-timer.
Okay.
I mean, I see what he's doing for the business of wrestling. I mean, it's WrestleMania. They always want to bring in like a celebrity. The thing is, like, I think if it was somebody else, a lot of people would give him respect. But I think it's because it's Logan Paul. Like, it's kind of like whatever. But the guy puts in work. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
I'm not really mad at him for
it's
doing
pretty
this.
much the same thing as his brother. His brother's about to fight this coming weekend,
Yeah.
and I believe if he actually fight and wins against an actual boxer, he's probably going to be ranked.
Yeah.
WBC, you know what I mean? So, like you said, by beating somebody, you get the recognition. But let's say if you was a booker, would you rather book Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny or Logan Paul versus Pat McAfee?
Oh, I think Logan Paul versus Pat McAfee, in my opinion. Only because I would only say because I feel Pat McAfee has been in the ring many times to know how to call a match. I think Benito, I think he's good, but when was the last time he actually got in the ring? You know what I'm saying? It's been a while. That
wasn't it with Vince McMahon?
No, I think it was that Royal Rumble, wasn't it? Like when he was in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but that's not like just a regular. I mean, that is considered a match, but it's not like a one-on-one type deal. I mean, that's like a bunch of motherfuckers all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know if he was in. I don't know if they have something with Vince McMahon. I can't remember, but like, yeah. So I would just say Pat McAfee, just because like he's called a couple matches. He kind of gets the idea of how to be a ring general. Like I feel like Logan Paul still needs to be, told like where to go, like what to do,
Okay. And so yeah, we're cool about in that match. Real quick, your thoughts on the Edge and Beth Phoenix versus the Judgment Day?
They look good together coming out. I mean, everybody knows their husband and wife in real life.
Mm-hmm.
They met through WWE, and I mean, I was always waiting for the day where they would have them like show out in a match, and this was the perfect way to do it.
I liked it, but I wish it was saved for Mania.
Really?
But I understand they couldn't do it because Rhea Ripley has the title match. But Brett did both. Daniel Bryan did both. So
yeah, like to me, like the storyline is there. You know what I mean? Was there or whatever. But I'd rather have seen Judgment Day come on top instead of Edge and Beth Phoenix, because that doesn't do anything for them.
Right, exactly.
So that was kind of like the real disconnect for me. But it was a great match. It was a good match, and everybody looked good. You know what I mean? Finn Balor, man, he got so much potential, but for some reason, I see him like he's second guessing himself. You know what I mean? He's about to make some moves and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's part of his gimmick. You know what I mean? But I think they should let him loose. You know what I mean? And do his thing. But yeah, that match, I could have cared less for that match, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah, so let's just talk, right? What we here for, you know what I mean? The main event, Roman Reigns versus Sami fucking Zayn. Honorary Uso at one point. Man, that storyline, the last 9 months is just been
a wild ride.
Chef kiss, you know what I mean? And it got so many layers, because we over here looking at one side when it's actually somebody else is gonna be having a problem. And that's talking about Jay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was beautiful, but like, was that a Road Warrior pop or what?
Oh man, I mean, it helped that he was in his hometown and the crowd was already hyped for him,
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he came out in his his own music and everything like that, and his family was there, his wife was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Road Warrior pop for sure.
Yeah. So
or maybe let's update it. Stone Cold Steve Austin pop for sure.
Yeah, Austin pop.
Austin pop for sure.
Oh.
Yep.
What was your take on that? On that, Michelangelo, on
Roman and Sammy?
Yeah, it was Sami Zayn's pop when he came out.
Oh man, like
with the old song. I wasn't really a fan, but hearing everybody, you know what I mean, singing along and like the pop, it was the decibels just went up. You know what I mean? It was loud as fuck, like it was 1996 at Key Arena in Seattle.
Yeah, but yeah, basically, yeah.
Like it's like the whole country.
Yeah, come over here, man. No, but I couldn't hear you. What you said?
No, I was saying like Sami Zayn just got that the whole country's united type pop. Like the guy just had everybody in the whole fucking building just like lighting it up just for him. Like so that was probably the coolest moment.
Yes, definitely. It kind of like solidify him as, you know, fellow Canadian, you know what I mean? But he looked like everybody, like, you know, everybody could relate to Sami Zayn, and that's what makes it organic, you know what I mean? I don't compare it to the Daniel Bryan, but I know when people mention that, you know, kind of like that, like the storyline, but they're not vouching. They know they were sticking to their guns of what storyline they're going to head into WrestleMania. Because to be honest, I'm gonna ask you this question, guys. Do you guys see Sami Zayn as championship material?
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, he did it in NXT.
So you actually could see him carrying the belt?
Yeah. I mean, Mick Foley did as Mankind, so why not?
Because you remember how Sami Zayn lost it in NXT? Because when he won it, Kevin Owens turned on him, powerbombed him on the apron of the ring on the outside, and then that was the beginning of their feud in NXT. And then eventually Kevin Owens became the champion.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the ability to do it. I mean, after they built him to do this, you know, honorary Uce character, just like, you know, invading the Samoan dynasty right there.
That was NXT. You know what I mean? Like, fucking Neville was a fucking champion NXT. Fucking Bo Dallas was a champion NXT. You know what I mean? So, like it's possible of being booked, but like to me, like to let's say right now, supposedly they're in talks to selling the company, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Sami Zayn as a champion or your company, you know what I mean, as the face, you know what I mean? I don't think it's
dude needs to get a haircut and trim the beard down by a lot for him to be a champion. I'm just not a fan of the scraggly look. It's just not me.
Well, they said the same thing about Daniel Bryan. Too small, don't know how to market him. And he's a main guy.
They did that, but then after that, it was like they didn't keep pushing it. They helped. Well, you know what I mean?
I know, but the question was, could he be champion? Like, not a whole run. Could he just win the match and become champion for that time and moment?
Maybe like what were we talking, like a Finn Balor thing where he wins a championship, gets hurt?
Right, yeah, right.
Oh, sure, why not? I mean, but if he was to actually become
saying.
champion, like if it was decided for him to actually take that role, it's not going to be him taking it from Roman. Maybe Cody Rhodes. Once Cody Rhodes wins it, I could dig it. But they're going to build Cody Rhodes for a long time. He's not going to have no damn near 1,000 days like Roman Reigns does right now.
Right.
Cody Reigns is going to Cody Rhodes. I said Cody Reigns. What the fuck? Cody Rhodes is going to have a decent run, but it's not going to be as long as, like, you know, what Roman Reigns is doing right now.
Right. I mean, just like when Mick Foley won, like he was in a real estate of like Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker. Like he only had it for like 1 or 2 months, and they kind of went hot potato it back and forth. So I could see Sami Zayn do something like that. You know, have it one time, maybe 1 or 2 times, and that's it. I mean, Jinder Mahal had it, guys.
Yeah, but I guess Jinder Mahal was the reason because, you know, they were trying to get the India thing in.
Yeah.
Well.
True.
Let me up the ante a bit. So Sami Zayn can win it, but it's not going to be at a pay-per-view. It's going to be just like Mick Foley did on Raw.
Yes. Yep.
So it's going to be like one of you remember how when they said when we were like kids and shit, like Raw was going to end at 11:05. Sometimes that shit went 20 fucking minutes over.
Yep.
And you just had to stay up. You're like, you know, you got to go to school the next day, but this shit's really good, so I got to watch that extra 20 minutes.
Right.
That's probably how it's gonna end. If Sammy ever wins it, it's going to be on a Raw or even a SmackDown, whatever show he's on.
You remember when Kane beat Steve Austin on King of the Ring?
Yep.
And then they had the match again, and then Austin became champion on Raw the next day.
Yep.
Like they can have something like that. You know what I'm saying?
That happened here.
Huh?
That Raw.
Was that here? Was that over there?
Yeah, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Here in
See,
Cleveland.
like something could happen. It can happen like that.
Yeah, but then again, it would kind of takes away from his moment.
Does it though? I feel like he's already a main guy. You know?
I'm saying, but like the moment, like, you know what I mean? It's like, really, you know what I mean? Just
True. But I mean, like, how long is a moment really? I mean, look at Matt Cardona. He had the IC title for one day at Mania. That was it. That was his moment. You're good. You know.
Yeah.
And that's all he needed.
That's all he needed.
He was a belt collector. He was a belt collector in other promotions and like in Indies and shit for a while too. Cardona was, taking him up as much as I don't want to mention his dude's name, Kenny Omega. Fuck that guy. Anyway, so that's what Cardona was doing. He was pulling a Kenny Omega. So that worked for him, but he doesn't need to be at the top of WWE. I'm just saying, if Sami Zayn does it, it's going to be on a weekly show. But if he was going to do it on Saturday, what I would have done if I was the booker is I would have made it the Montreal Screwjob 2.0, have Jey Uso kick his own cousin in the fucking chops, and then Sami Zayn do that haluva kick and shit, and then win it that way. That's how I would have booked it. But I know why they didn't do that way. Because, Triple H had his own vision, and it just wasn't Sammy's time. Roman's not going to lose that anytime soon. And if he does, it's going to be a Mania.
Yeah. No, that's another thing we brought up. Jay, where does Jay fit in all of this? Because you saw that he was trying to help Sami Zayn out, but then he gave him the Canadian spear.
I don't know. Do you guys rather see Jay and Sammy versus Sikoa and Jimmy, or Kevin Owens and Sammy versus the Usos?
I don't know.
I think Jey Uso is going to be Jey Uso is going to be the deciding factor in whatever title match. It's going to be big, but Sammy and Jay, it'd be cool to see, but it makes more sense if they do it with Kevin Owens because they grew up in the wrestling business together. They were friends before.
Yeah, to me, like we've seen that before, but like it looked like that might be. But then the other day in his promo, he was like, "Man, you need help? Ask Jay." So to me, it will be dope because there'll be something like in the family. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, like, regardless of Sammy's not family, but he's like that friend that always around and shit. So, you know what I mean? It'll be in between fighting. You know what I mean?
But remember, when Jey Uso spoke up at the trial of Sami Zayn, the court of the bloodline, at the end, he was out back and he says, "I owe you one, Jay." So if Jey Uso ever goes up against Roman Reigns or some shit, man, you might see Sami Zayn come out there and give him that
That's the thing. Like that's the thing. What I was just saying. There's so many layers to this story that we paying attention to Sami Zayn in the conflict, when in the background, the one that actually been having the issue from the get go was Jay.
Yeah.
That's what started everything. So that's why I'm gonna be fucking awesome because we over here looking at this when in reality they're gonna hit us from the side with this Jay shit. I don't know where they're gonna go with it, but there's so many layers that you know what I mean. They could, man, this shit got so much gas and wheels, you know what I mean, to move forward. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I agree.
Yeah, definitely, man. But man, I don't know, man. It was a great card. Canada showed out, did their thing. You know, now it's up to the road to WrestleMania, brother. I don't know, man. You guys, it's about that time, right?
It's about that time.
Sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Well, man, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening, and it was an opportunity to give you some bits on this wrestling shit. Thank you, Josh, for joining us again. You know what I mean? Showing out there, Michelangelo.
Baldy's 2.0.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
back together like Voltron. You know, the PSA, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna go through that bullshit. Just, you know, remember, y'all know, use soap.
Right? Face to ass, not ass to face.
Yeah, face to ass, not ass to face. Y'all remember that? You know what I mean? And positive vibe all the way around. Shout out to JT. You know what I mean? Hold it down this week. You know, he's doing his thing. He'll be back next week. And that is all for episode, you know what I mean, of Mark with Mike's.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
With that, peace. Sayonara, guys. Yes, sir.